Great. Let's have a look at those market stats for Aurora today. So like my other videos, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the most current month we have in June 21. We're going to have a look at what happened a year ago in June 2020, and then we're going to contrast that with what happened a month ago in May 2021. So if you look at Aurora, total homes sold across all home types was 87 a year ago. I broke the May and June numbers out a little bit different. So the N represents new listings that are coming on the market. The S is sales, which are represented by this number here, and the A equals active listings, and active listings are essentially what didn't sell or what carries into the next month. So if we look at new listings coming on the market in May, there was 202. Sales for the month were 134 and active listings were 152. Now this is a trend that I've been saying in all my videos, and it's been a trend for like the last 3 months across pretty much the GTA in general, Toronto Real Estate Board. But we're seeing less listings coming on the market. So new listings in June were 162, sales for the month were 127, and the carryover inventory, the active listings, were actually 119. So now, what's actually happening in this case, and you're going to see it in the rest of the numbers as I go through them, but what's actually transpiring here is the Aurora market is actually staying very, very busy. And what's happening with that is we're actually seeing a lot of that carryover inventory get eaten up. So the buyer activity in Aurora is still very, very hot, which is, you'll see in the rest of the numbers. So we're also seeing that trend, although there is overall, if you look at the numbers in general, we're seeing a slowdown of the market for the last 3 months GTA wide, but there are pockets, and this is one of those pockets that's still fairly hot. East Gwillimbury also, as well as Newmarket, still fairly hot. So average sale price across all home types, $1,068,000 a year ago. In May, $1,247,000, currently trending at $1,269,000. Sales to new listings ratio refers to the absorption rate. It tells us that out of the homes coming on the market each month, what is the percentage that are actually selling? So a year ago, 48% of the homes coming on the market in Aurora sold, 66.3% in May, and currently trending at 78.4%. So again, this is telling us that buyer demand is still quite high, so it's a very, very competitive market. Months of inventory tells us that if no other homes came on the market after today at the current rate of buying, how long would it take to completely deplete the inventory? So a year ago, 2.4 months of inventory, 1.1 a month ago, and 0.9. So again, just to recap, so we're seeing less active carryover listings. We're seeing the price climb. We are seeing the absorption rate go up, and we're seeing inventory levels go down. And then as we get into the next stat, you'll see. So this is Aurora is proving to sort of defy what the other surrounding markets or the general market is doing. Sale price to list price ratio 97% a year ago, 102.9% in May, currently trending at 104.2. So again, when you add up all these numbers, you're looking at reduced inventory levels, increased, well, fairly similar buying, but a decreased amount of carryover listings. You're seeing the sales to new listings ratio, the absorption rate actually climb, inventory levels come down, and sale price to list price ratio going up. So that's telling us that the market is still very buyer heavy. So for sellers right now, this is still a very, very strong competitive market for you. As I like to joke in my other videos, you could expect, if you have your house on the market, you could expect to be eating a lot of dinners out because you're probably going to get a lot of showings and a lot of activity in a very short period of time. And for buyers, this market is still very busy and very competitive. So, what I might suggest is if you're having some trouble getting yourself into a property, you've been through a few offer presentations and have ended up frustrated, maybe look at this carryover inventory, look at the active listings, get your agent, if I'm not your agent of choice, get your agent of choice to have a look at some of the older inventory that's been on the market for 30, 45, and 60 days. It's there, it exists. So have a look at that. There might be an opportunity there for you. And the other thing I would maybe suggest is have a look at some adjacent towns, right? I know sometimes logistically it makes sense that you only want to be in a specific town, but possibly Newmarket or Georgina or one of the adjacent towns where maybe the market has settled a little bit more, there might be some opportunity there for you. So those would be my suggestions for you. So days on market to get a home sold a year ago, 24. currently, or sorry, a month ago 15, currently trending at 14. So again, when you tie up all these numbers, I won't review again, but when you tie up all these numbers and you see a declining days on the market along with everything else, it's proving that Aurora is a super busy market. So I hope you found this information helpful. If I can answer any questions about this and how it would pertain to your home, don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll see you next month.